The following is a production of Learfield Sports.
From Cyclone Sports Complex in Ames, it's college softball. Today, a single game, the Omaha Mavericks and the Iowa State Cyclones. Good afternoon, everyone, and thanks for joining us. I'm John Walters along with Ryan Riley. We also have TJ Paris with us here in the booth. TJ's job shadowing today. Welcome, TJ. And Ryan, wind and the elements are going to be a big factor in today's game.
Yeah, they are. It's not a particularly cool day, but it is very windy. Winds blowing out to left, so don't be surprised if we see a lot of offense today, just as we did yesterday. There's a lot of offense in both of yesterday's games as Iowa State put up some big numbers. Spenlove had a huge game, and here we see a two-run home run from her. That was one of her home runs yesterday. And then we had Sarah Davison, who had a run-scoring double here that drops just in front of the outfielder, and she was able to run into second base, slide in safely. And then we also had a 2 RBI double down the line from Rachel Hartman, and that was a big piece of momentum there for the Cyclones as they went on to win that game.
Yeah, the Cyclones sweeping the doubleheader. They won 10-7 in Game 1 yesterday, 16-7 in Game 2. Today it's a single game against Omaha here at Cyclone Sports Complex. And yes, the wind is blowing out once again, so could be a high-scoring affair. Back with the starting lineups, and we'll be ready to go right after these messages. Iowa State and the University of Nebraska at Omaha. Omaha Mavericks coming in 22-15 overall in the season. Cyclones trying to get to the 500 mark. They're 20-21 coming in. Let's take a look at the batting order for the Mavericks. It's Allie Mathewson in center. You can see the top 4 hitters in this lineup all having very good seasons. Amber Lutmer has great power, 14 home runs. Sydney Hamas sits in the 3rd spot. Campbell ditto. And then Lizzie Noble, Mara Eamon, Tanya Peterson at short. Lisa Mancuso is the right fielder, and Tara Treaty is at second. And the defense for Iowa State looks like this. Around the outfield left to right, it's Leanna Henry, Brittany Gomez, and Alec Capert making her 3rd start in right field today. She started both games of the doubleheader out there yesterday in place of the injured Sarah Harlock. It's Maddie Reese, Lexi Slater, Sarah Davison, and Jordan Spenlove around the infield 3rd to 1st. And the battery, Paris Immels and Rachel Hartman. And Ryan, Paris Immels picked up her first 2 wins as a Cyclone yesterday.
Yeah, she had a good day yesterday, but she also had a lot of run support from her offense. So we'd like to see her keep those runs down. She did give up quite a few runs yesterday, but it didn't matter. You know, if you get the win, it doesn't matter how many runs you give up, but you would like to see that be a little bit lower today.
The object is make sure you give up one less than you score.
Yes, it is.
And she came in relief in Game 2 and got the win in that one, got the start in Game 1 and picked up the victory in that one. So there you see the current temperature, 59 degrees, but that wind is a huge factor, 20 miles an hour. And I'm telling you, that's a steady 20 miles an hour, blowing out toward left field. Leading it off for Omaha is Allie Mathewson, their center fielder, and she's swinging away and drives one to left. Leanna Henry won't get it. To the fence it goes, and Mathewson into second with a leadoff double on the first pitch of the game from Immels.
Yeah, she saw a pitch she liked there, and she didn't hesitate to swing at it. And we see the top of their lineup, as you said earlier, is very loaded with talent offensively. So that's going to be something Iowa State wants to maybe try to pitch carefully to these first few batters to get to the bottom.
Yeah, Mathewson, as Immels tried to get out in front, just drove one. And now Amber Lutmer, a very dangerous hitter, stands in there for Omaha. 14 home runs on the season. Runner in scoring position just underway here at Cyclone Sports Complex. Lutmer takes a strike on the inside corner.
And as you can see on that last drive by Mathewson, I don't know if you could tell on TV, but we could even see a line drive like that. The wind affected it, and the wind was pushing it to the left side.
Here's Immels delivering the 0-1 pitch, fouled back. Good cut by Lutmer. It's 0-2. Cyclones swept a doubleheader yesterday from North Dakota. They did so with the bats, as Ryan mentioned. A 10-7 win in the opener. They won the second game 16-7 in 5 innings. They had a total of 35 hits in those 2 games. There's the pitch up high, and it's 1-2 on Lutmer.
And Lutmer with the most power on this UNO team. She has 14 home runs on the year. The next most is 10 home runs, so she's leading the team in homers this year.
That wind whipping out to left, she's certainly dangerous in this situation. The 1-2 on the way. Misses outside. And we have a 2-2 count from Imholz to Lutmer. Omaha comes in with a 22-15 record, 4-5 in the Summit League. The 2-2 delivery, and Lutmer gets out a little bit in front, pulls it foul, and it stays at 2-2. Got that one in on the handle of the bat.
Now here's a good spot for Paris Imholz to attack. She's got 2 strikes on her. So Lutmer's going to have to defend the plate, and here's a good chance to get maybe a strikeout or something to leave the runner out there at second.
Imholz doesn't strike out a ton of hitters. She does occasionally find that K, and she tries for the inside corner right there and just misses. So now a 3-2 count with a runner on second, nobody out here in the top of the first. Home plate umpire is Renee Williams. It's Ed Murphy at first base, and over at third, Matt Titkemeyer.
Lutmer has drawn the most walks on the season for this team.
There's a high, towering pop-up, and it's going to be the left fielder, Leanna Henry. She could not hang on. The throw goes into third, and they're in there. So it's an error on Henry, as that wind is going to play tricks on everything up in the air today. It did right there, and Henry unable to make the catch. So now runners at second and third for Omaha.
Yeah, that was kind of an odd play. As we look at the replay here, it looked like she was under it, but getting to it is half the trouble in this on this windy day, and I think it came a little bit too far in on her, and she was not able to secure it in her glove, but she did pick it up and make a strong throw into third, but was not in time to get the runner.
So now Sydney Hamus stands in for Omaha with 2 runners in scoring position and nobody out here in the top of the first.
Another good hitter for this in this lineup. She's hitting .325 on the year so far.
Imholz winds and delivers, and that one fouled off to the right side. We mentioned it earlier, Ryan, if you can get through these top 4 hitters, it does drop off a little bit. It would appear, at least statistically, for Omaha. And the challenge is you're facing the heart of that top 4 right here. The right-hand hitter, Hamus, has her left foot out of the batter's box as she stands in there. Then she'll bring it in as the pitch is delivered. And she swings and misses at the breaking ball away, and there's the strikeout for Imholz. So Paris Imholz with a good pitch there got Hamus to chase it and one away here in the first.
Yeah, that's what you want to see. Just get one out, and then after this batter, you'll be facing the lower half of the order, and it drops off. Their batting averages drop off under 300, so it should be a little bit, hopefully, an easier challenge than this top 4.
A little action on that pitch from Imholz, and now here's the delivery and another off-speed pitch and a swing and a miss. So
that was a beautiful pitch.
Yeah, she's got the curveball going here. Is that each of those last 2 pitches really broke away from the right-hand hitters, and we talked about she's not a big strikeout pitcher, but she got one at the most opportune time against Hamus. And now she faces Campbell Ditto, the catcher. Ditto is having a terrific season at the plate, hitting .304, 10 homers, 30 RBIs. So a 1-1 delivery from Imholz. In the dirt, and a good job by Rachel Hartman of digging it out. 2-1 now. Omaha threatening in the top of the first. Runners at second and third, 1 away.
Ditto's the only other real power threat in this lineup, so want to be careful with her here.
2-1 delivery from Imholz. Cued foul down the right side. So Imholz evens the count at 2-2, and the umpire out to take a look at the softball. Make sure that after it hit off the end of the bat, there's no scuffs on there. So 2-2 count. 1 away, top of the first, and 2 runners in scoring position here for Omaha as they threaten to strike first. Imholz to Ditto on a 2-2 pitch. To the right side, caught by Spenlove. And another good job by Imholz of getting a hitter out without damage being done.
Yeah, that would have been a foul ball, but Spenlove was able to rush over there and make the catch, so that's a much needed out for Iowa State.
See another cue shot right off the end of the bat and spinning away from Spenlove, but she made the catch. Jordan Spenlove has really good hands over there at first base. She made a lot of good plays yesterday in the doubleheader. So now a chance for Imholz to try to wiggle her way out of this first inning jam. Part of it created by the defense. She should be out of it already. And Lizzie Noble stands in for Omaha, hitting .239 on the season. Immels delivers. Noble takes ball 2. First base is open. On deck is Mara Eamon.
Immels has really been working these off-speed pitches well, as we saw 2 Q shots, as we like to call them, in that last at-bat.
And there's a drive into left center. This is going to score 2. It gets all the way to the fence. Into second with a 2-run double goes Lizzie Noble, and Omaha is on the board first.
Yeah, it's a shame with 2 outs to give up a hit like that. You'd like to see, maybe her pop that one up a little bit, and the left fielder probably would have gotten it blown over to them. But what can you do? It was not the best pitch by Immels. It was right in her wheelhouse, and she drove it.
So a 2-run double for Noble, both runs unearned here in the top of the first inning off Paris Immels. The error helped to keep the inning alive. And now standing in is Mara Eamon. Omaha up 2-0, but I don't think, Ryan, that 2 runs will win this game.
I would doubt it on a day like today.
Immels delivers inside, just missed Eamon. It's a cold day like today. She maybe thought better of taking that one off the knee.
We see Immels using both sides of the plate today. Some pitchers like to just stay on the outside corner or the inside corner, but she's been working on both sides of the plate.
Eamon with a big cut and a miss on another breaking ball from Immels. So Omaha with a lot of right-hand hitters. We saw yesterday North Dakota's lineup was predominantly left-handed. And in softball, a lot of the players learn to hit left-handed just because there's such an advantage. You're closer to first base. If you have any speed, you can get down there more quickly and beat out those infield hits. But Omaha with more of a right-handed dominated lineup, and Immels has really gone to that breaking ball against these right-hand hitters. 3-1 the count here, though. And that's fouled off, so 3-2 now.
Went inside corner again on that pitch.
Well, if you're going to use the breaking ball away, it's great to set it up with the inside fastball. And that's what Paris Immels has tried to do here in the first. 2-0 Omaha leads it. 2 away. Runner at second is Lizzie Noble. And the full count pitch swung on. Cued to the right side. Davison over to Spendlove for the out. Omaha gets 2, though. We go to the bottom of the first. 2-0 Mavericks.
Nope.
John Walters, Ryan Riley, and TJ Paris back at Cyclone Sports Complex, where Iowa State is taking on Omaha today. And it's a 2-0 Omaha advantage as we go to the bottom of the first. Let's take a look at the offensive lineup here for Iowa State. We'll start with Brittany Gomez, hitting .407 on the season. Davison, Slater, Capert, and Hartman all, and Spendlove for that matter, and Henry, all the next 6 hitters all had big days yesterday against North Dakota. We'll talk about that a little bit more as the broadcast goes on. Sarah Rice will hit in the 8th spot. Maddie Reese gets another start at third base today. She had a couple base hits yesterday, and she's been struggling. Defensively for Omaha, the lineup looks like this. It's Eamon in left, Mathewson in center, Mancuso in right. Hamus, Peterson, Treaty, and Lutmer the infield third to first. And the battery is Dana Elsasser and Campbell Ditto. And Elsasser, Ryan, has had a very good season.
She's had a great season. She's thrown in a majority of the games for them. She is 18-7 on the year with a 2.67 ERA. And she has 22 complete games out of the 23 games she started. So we'll probably see her going the whole way today.
And her opening pitch to Brittany Gomez is a strike on the outside corner. Gomez, the table setter for Iowa State, hitting .407 on the season. She is such a threat if she can get on board. And she takes that one missing away. It's 1-1.
She's a threat not only because she can get on so many different ways, but when she is on base, she is a threat stealing any base on the diamond, and you really like to see her get a walk or do whatever she can in the leadoff spot to get on base.
Taking there, and it misses 2-1. You'll rarely see an infield playing in like this one is with nobody on base. I mean, it's different if there's a runner on third that they're trying to cut down at home, but this infield way in just to try to cut down angles and get those throws over to first as quickly as possible. And Gomez takes a strike right there. It's 2-2. You can see how difficult it is to hold that center field camera steady today. Man, that's a tough job today. Gomez fouls that one off. It is ruled a swinging attempt there, not a bunt attempt, as it's kind of a hybrid there as she chops at the ball, just trying to slap it to the left side. So this count stays here at 2-2.
Yeah, sometimes it's hard to tell what she's exactly trying to do when she fouls those off.
Here's the delivery, and Gomez swings and misses, strike 3. So a strikeout for Alsacer to get it started. And that'll bring up Sarah Davison.
Inside pitch is really tough to handle when she's moving towards the front of the box like that. It's really hard to adjust your bat angle to get the bat on those.
2-0 Omaha here, bottom of the first. Sarah Davison will bat for Iowa State. And she takes up high, ball 1. Davison yesterday in the doubleheader against North Dakota, 6 for 8, scored 5 runs, drove in 4, and hit a home run. Not a bad day's work for Sarah Davison. The 1-0 delivery down the right side, but foul. 1-1.
You'd love to see all that offense transfer over today after only a night's sleep in between those games, but we'll see if that'll happen today.
Normally, Sarah Harlock hits in the second spot in the lineup, but Davison moved up with Harlock out with a back injury. Made the most of her opportunity yesterday. That pitch misses, 2-1 now. Davison, a senior out of St. Louis. The 2-1 delivery. Davison takes, and that's on the inside corner, 2-2. Omaha does have some really good wins this year. Davison takes, and that one misses. The count's full.
Yeah, Davison has some of the best plate discipline on this whole Iowa State lineup, and in the Big 12, honestly, she only has 4 strikeouts on the year, so she's able to lay off those pitches that are borderline.
And the 3-2. Davison back up the middle, but that'll be handled, and it's 2 up, 2 down for Iowa State. 4-3 on the putout, as Treaty made the play. Mentioned Omaha does have some good wins. They defeated Maryland earlier this year. They won at Colorado State. They beat Wichita State. Among their 22 victories coming into this game. Standing in for Iowa State is Lexi Slater, talented shortstop from California. And she takes the first pitch strike from Alsacer. Cyclones trying to answer after Omaha pushed 2 across in the first. And that pitch misses down. 1-1 the count.
Release looked a little weird on that one. I think that ball might have slipped out of her hand.
You mentioned Alsacer with good numbers. 126 strikeouts in her 158 innings. She winds and delivers here, and that pitch misses. It's 2-1.
Yeah, when she wants to, she's also got some really good velocity, which probably accounted for a lot of her strikeouts this year. She has some good off-speed pitches as well.
Throwing a lot harder than we saw the North Dakota pitchers throw yesterday, and Slater fouls that one off her foot. Not a comfortable thing on a day like today.
Not at all, not at all. And some of these players have some padding in their cleats, but a lot of the cleats nowadays are still just not very thick, let's say.
You'll see a lot of players wear that shin guard on the inner half to take away that foul ball off the foot. 2-2 the count here with 2 away. Then the delivery to Slater, and she checks her swing, and that misses away. So full count now.
Surprised they're not going to appeal that one. She did hold up, but it was close.
Yeah, I agree with you. I thought they would. Full count right here, 2 away. And Lexi Slater takes ball 4.
Good at bat by Slater, wow.
Cyclones with a runner aboard for Alec Capert. We mentioned that the 2 through 7 hitters in this Cyclone lineup today were all impressive yesterday, and that includes Alec Capert getting her first starts in right field. She drove in 6 runs in the doubleheader, now has 33 for the season. Slater is a threat to run at first. And Capert takes ball 1. Slater doesn't run a lot. She was successful on her only stolen base attempt this year, but a good athlete.
Yeah, she has the speed. They just don't send her too often.
Capert takes right here, and it's away for a ball, 2-0. So Alsacer trying to keep it away from the powerful Alec Capert. One thing about Capert, she's not going to be just a pull hitter. If that pitch is away, she'll drive it to the left side. And Capert takes that pitch on the outside corner for a strike, 2-1.
You'd love to see her drive one of these the other way. She's getting some pitches on the outside corner, and just wait back a little bit, stay on your back foot, and then explode when it gets deeper in the zone.
That's where the wind's blowing too, so it would certainly help any ball hit that way. 2-1 the count. And Capert takes this one away. No, it is on the outside corner, 2-2. So the count even here with Omaha in front 2-zip. Bottom of the first, Cyclones a runner aboard, and Alec Capert, the sophomore from Ankeny, stands in. 2-2 count. Capert stays alive with a foul ball.
Quick bat. She's got a very quick bat. She did show bunt before that pitch, pulled it back, took a cut at it.
Capert on the season hitting .373. She's got a team-high 9 homers, a team-high 33 RBIs. She's only struck out 17 times in 118 at-bats. So for a powerful hitter, a very good batting eye. She's walked a team-high 20 times. That pitch a ball, so it's 3-2.
Across the Cyclones lineup, you don't see a lot of strikeouts. It's an encouraging sight to see. Some players on the opposing team have some more strikeouts than Iowa State.
Capert stays alive there with a foul ball at the plate. So a 3-2 count remains with 2 away. That gives Slater the chance to get a running start at first. It's part of a 9-game homestand for Iowa State. And Capert to the right side. First baseman over. Can they cover in time? Oh, just barely got her. The second baseman covering as Tara Treaty barely won the race to the base with Alec Capert. So the Cyclones go down quietly in the first. We go to the second. Omaha up 2-0. Well, a few fans getting in those lower seats where the wind isn't such a factor today for this softball battle between Omaha and Iowa State. And it's not a really cold day at the ballpark. It's just that wind is whipping around the way it is, creating some havoc for any ball up in the air. We've seen that already. There's Lexi Slater, who walked in her at bat in the top of the, or bottom of the first, I should say. And there's Paris Immels, who gave up a couple unearned runs in the first. Here we go in the second. It'll be Tanya Peterson, the shortstop, to lead it off for Omaha.
This is the time you'd like to see Immels get into a rhythm. She's got the bottom of the order up. You'd like to see her get some pitches across the plate, start to get in some form of rhythm.
Peterson pops it up right side and foul. It's going to go out of play. Peterson on the season hitting just 120, 9 of 75. So, yeah, you want to go right at her and see if you can get that first out.
It wouldn't surprise me if the wind's even affecting the pitches a little bit from time to time.
Immels delivers. That one fouled off again. She goes to that breaking ball away. So 1-2 the count now to Tanya Peterson. She'll be followed by Leah Mancuso and Tara Treaty. Omaha struck for 2 in the first. They lead it 2-0. We're in the second inning here in Ames. On a very windy day at Cyclone Sports Complex. Immels delivers to the right side, a base hit. So the leadoff hitter, Peterson, singles to right, and Omaha with its first runner aboard. Immels had a real problem yesterday with getting the first hitter in each inning. She really struggled with that. And today, the first hitter is reached in each inning as well.
And it could be kind of a, sometimes it takes the pitchers a while to get, when they get back out into the circle each inning, to get adjusted again to the circle. It varies from pitcher to pitcher, but that's the hitter you really want to get.
So now Leah Mancuso stands in, a .233 hitter. And we'll see if Iowa State can maybe turn 2. Mancuso shortened as if to bunt, and the pitch was not offered at. It's 1-0. Sun breaking through the clouds here for a short time here at Cyclone Sports Complex. Immels delivers. There's the bunt, and it's fouled off behind the plate. 1-1 the count.
Mancuso hitting .233 on the season. She's played in 36 of 36 games, so they have her in the lineup. They like having her in the lineup, even though her batting average might not suggest that she is a good hitter. They do like to have her in the lineup.
There's the delivery, and Mancuso bunts it, and a very good bunt. The throw by Spendlove is in time. Davison covering.
It was a great play by both parties. She had to adjust her bat drastically to get that bunt down, but it was a great play by the Iowa State defense. You see it here again.
That's a tough pitch to bunt. That thing was coming right at her legs. She managed to get the bunt down and move that runner up. So now the number 9 hitter, Tara Treaty, with a runner in scoring position and 1 out. Treaty gets a running start, takes the pitch away, ball 1. Treaty hitting .269. Left-hand hitter. And that pitch right at her, and she runs out of the way. 2-0. Many of these Omaha players are from the state of Nebraska, including Treaty. She's from Utan, Nebraska. There's the pitch, and she did not offer. It's ball 3. 3-0 the count now. Top of the lineup awaits, and there are some very good hitters there for Omaha, so Imholz needs to fight back here. She's down 3-0 with a runner at second. And that pitch missed. Got the outside corner, 3-1.
Late call by the ump there.
So Treaty trying to induce the walk, but Imholz caught the black part of the plate. Now she'll come back on a 3-1 pitch. Swung on a chop foul, 3-2 now.
Now she's right back in it. Now you got to fight.
Important hitter to get for Imholz. Mathewson, who led off the game with a double on the first pitch of the game, stands on deck. Cyclones trying to get out of this second inning without any damage. They trail 2-0. Imholz delivers, and that was offered at, I think it is strike 3. So good job by Imholz. Gets a big strikeout there, her second of the game.
Huge out there, huge out. And now we have 2 outs.
So Allie Mathewson, who doubled into the gap in left center, her opening at bat of the game, very first pitch of the ball game, stands in there with a runner in scoring position.
And this is when you want to face the top of the order when you have 2 outs.
And that one misses the inside corner, so 1-0. Infield can play back at normal depth. Try to get the third out right here. Imholz to Mathewson. Big swing and a miss.
Another on the inside corner. You've got to believe that after Mathewson drove that pitch to the opposite field on the outside corner, they're going to try the inside corner with her this time.
Mathewson does have some pop. 8 home runs for the leadoff hitter. A 1-1 delivery. And she takes an off-speed pitch.
Nice pitch.
Misses. 2-1.
Just missed on that one.
Yeah, it was a good idea. 2-1 now. Imholz to the leadoff hitter, Mathewson. That one on the outside corner, strike 2. Saw the catcher, Rachel Hartman, kind of frame that pitch a little bit. Pull it back in toward that outside corner.
Yeah, might as well try, right?
Yep, nothing to lose. 2-2 now to Mathewson. And Imholz gets her to foul one off, so it stays at 2-2.
Seeing a lot more command from Imholz than we saw even in the Texas series. She looks a lot more comfortable out there in the circle, which is really good to see for the remainder of the season.
Yeah, Katie Johnson battling illness. They're hoping to get her back soon. She's pitched the bulk of the innings for Iowa State, but it's opened a door here for Paris Imholz. She's taken advantage of it for the most part. There's a fake throw down to second. It's 3-2 now as that pitch missed high and away. Imholz, a transfer from Bowling Green, picked up the first 2 wins of her Cyclone career yesterday in the 2 victories over North Dakota. She threw 25 pitches in the first inning. Here, Mathewson rips one foul down the line. Stays at 3-2. So Johnson out with her illness and Sarah Harlock out with a back injury. Cyclone's a little bit snake bitten of late with the injury bug, but hopefully get everybody healthy soon. 3-2 delivery from Imholz. Mathewson to the left side. Slater takes the high hop, fires across the diamond for the out. So the Cyclones allow a hit, but nothing in terms of runs, and they'll come to bat in the second, trailing Omaha 2-0. Yeah, the Cyclones will grab the bats in the second, looking for their first hit and first run of the game against Dana Elsasser and Omaha. This is the home of Cyclone softball in its second year, the Cyclone Sports Complex. Terrific facility. And, I think we'll see the benefits, Ryan, on the recruiting trail of this facility. It always takes 2 or 3 years before you really see that show up on the field.
It does.
And there's a foul ball. And when I would equate it with the Bergstrom football complex for football, that building should start paying those recruiting dividends next year, the year after, when you start seeing some of those guys that were recruited with that building in place hitting the field. Rachel Hartman, the batter here, and a 1-1 count.
Yeah, it's about as nice as you could ask for. I can't think of anything that is needed in addition to this complex. It's a beautiful place to play.
Yeah, Stacy Gemeinhardt-Sessler proud to call this Iowa State's home. That one misses inside. 2-1 now to Hartman. And you talk about bringing in good young players to your program. Certainly Hartman's a great example of that. This is a terrific freshman, catcher from Las Flores, California. And she cranks one foul down the left side, hit that very hard. Hartman had a huge game doubleheader yesterday, going 6 for 8. 4 hits in the opener of that game yesterday. So the freshman now hitting at a .365 clip for the season.
Yeah, with these young players like her and Brittany Gomez is very encouraging for the future of Cyclone softball. It's good to see.
That pitch in the dirt. So now it's a full count to Hartman. Cyclones are second in the Big 12 Conference in batting average. They have really swung the bats well here this week. And Hartman takes strike 3. That one on the outside corner. Good pitch by Elsasser.
Good pitch. At the same time, can't necessarily blame Hartman for taking that. It did look like she just grazed the corner, which is what you want as a pitcher. It was a nice pitch, but tough pitch to swing at or take.
Spendlove will stand in for Iowa State with the Cyclones trailing 2-0 here in the bottom of the second. Trying to get the bats cranking up today like they did yesterday. But a much tougher pitcher out there today. And Elsasser misses for ball 1 to Spendlove. All Spendlove did yesterday was hit 2 home runs, drive in 5, score 4. She went 3 for 7, so another player who really swung the bat well, and she chops that one foul, 1-1. That was the 18th time in Cyclone history that a player has hit 2 home runs in a game, as Jordan Spendlove hit 2 home runs in the nightcap yesterday. Her first 2 home runs of the season. That pitch misses, 2-1.
Yeah, you had a sense that the Cyclones were all seeing the ball very well yesterday.
Elsasser delivers. Spendlove back up the middle. Good piece of hitting, and the Cyclones have a runner aboard here in the second. When they racked up the 35 hits yesterday, Ryan, they did a lot of their damage just like that, right back up the middle. It's a good way to hit.
That's what you want to see out of your hitters, right back up the middle, just hitting it solidly, straight back towards the pitcher. And even when you see those fouls straight back into the backstop, you like to see it because you know they're right on the pitcher.
Here is Leanna Henry with a runner aboard and one away. Henry takes inside, ball 1. Henry also had a great game yesterday, a doubleheader, 6 for 7 in that 2-game sweep for Iowa State. She had a home run, drove in 3, scored 3. And she takes another pitch inside, 2-0. So Henry ahead of the count. Spendlove on at first, 1 away here in the second. Spendlove 2 for 3 in stolen bases on the season. Let's see if Elsasser works inside again. She does. And that time got the strike, 2-1. So she's trying to get it in on the hands of Henry, who's going to have to make an adjustment. Try to get that barrel of the bat through. 2-1 the count. Elsasser comes inside again and a strike. 2-2 now.
Yeah, Henry just missed that one.
Well, she's seen the same pitch 4 times.
Yeah.
So we'll see if she's able to make an adjustment to it, or if Elsasser comes back with something different. This time she goes away, and boy, just misses the outside corner, perhaps a bit high. 3-2 the count now, and I think Elsasser wanted that call. So full count, runner aboard, 1 out here in the second. We'll see if Spendlove is off and running here. Nope, she'll stay put, and Henry swings and misses, strike 3.
Nice pitch on the inside corner again.
That's the 3rd strikeout of the game for Elsasser. And it brings on Sarah Rice.
Rice is hitting .238 on the year so far. She's played in all 39 games for the Cyclones.
And she takes a first pitch ball. It sounds like a broken record, but she's another one that performed well in the double dip yesterday. There you see the season number. She's at 26 RBIs. And a big cut. That one into left field for a base hit. Spendlove will stop at second. Sarah Rice got that one in on the hands. But Ryan, she had enough strength to fight it off and get it into left center for a hit.
She did. Peterson the shortstop looked a little bit deceived by that one coming off the bat. She kind of froze, as a lot of fielders do, as we see here, and she wasn't able to quite get back to it in time.
So now Maddie Reese stands in. Reese pretty much a dead pull hitter. 2 runners on board, 2 away here with an opportunity in the second for Iowa State. And Reese, that pitch, and the runners will move up. Alert base running by Spendlove and Rice as they advance.
I think the catcher was focusing a little bit too much on the base runners that time. She was looking off from her glove and wasn't able to secure it.
Big opportunity here for Maddie Reese. 1-0 the count. 2 away here in the second. Cyclones down 2-zip, and that pitch misses. It's 2-0. Brittany Gomez on deck. See if Maddie Reese can shoot one down that third base line, as she so often does. That pitch taken up high. 3-0. Reese had a couple of base hits yesterday. She is hitting just 116 on the season, 5 of 43. So she was really excited to get those 2 base hits yesterday. She'd been struggling. But a good hitter a year ago. She takes strike 1, 3-1.
Sasser's only issued 54 walks this year in her 158 innings, so she's not walking a lot of batters.
Here's the 3-1 delivery. And Reese takes ball 4, and the Cyclones have the bases loaded here for Brittany Gomez. And a visit to the mound from Omaha's assistant coach, Corey Peterman, the pitching coach. So, opportunity knocks for Iowa State here in the second. Spendlove at third, Rice at second, Reese the runner at first. 2 away. And the leadoff hitter, Brittany Gomez, who struck out her first time.
Wouldn't want to have anyone else at the plate right now if you're Iowa State. She's always seems to be seeing the ball pretty well, and even though she struck out in her first at bat, she's having her second bat now. She's seen just that many more pitches from this pitcher, so you'd hope she can put something through the infield with this infield drawn in.
Now, the way Gomez swings the bat, she normally just tries to chop it somewhere and make somebody try to throw her out at first, but I wouldn't be surprised if that infield tried to get one of the lead runners instead, just because of the speed factor. 2 away. Gomez takes on the outside corner, strike 1. Good pitch. That wind just whipping out to left field. 0-1 the count to Gomez. And she takes that same pitch, strike 2.
Nice pitch.
Yeah, it really was. Back in the same spot for Sasser.
Right at the knees.
So 0-2 now to Brittany Gomez as she tries to get these runners home. And that one misses away, 1-2 now. I have a feeling Sasser's just going to stay right out there on that outside part of the plate.
Yeah, she just tried to lure Brittany Gomez out of her comfort zone a little bit more there.
1-2 the count. Sasser to Gomez, and that one on the inside corner. So there goes my feeling. It was a strikeout on a good pitch inside, and Gomez couldn't hold up. She strikes out for the second time today. Cyclones leave the bases loaded in the second. We go to the third, 2-0 Omaha. Windy day here at Cyclone Sports Complex. 2-0 Omaha leading Iowa State as we go to the top of the third. And good idea to have a beverage, and also a good idea to have your head covered up.
And hold on to that fence.
It's an old school code on a young guy. There's Paris Immel. She has worked the first 2 innings here. Not too much damage. She allowed a couple unearned runs in the first. She faces Lutmer, the dangerous number 2 hitter for Omaha. Amber Lutmer hitting .343 on the season. Team high 14 homers Team high 38 RBIs and a .762 slugging percentage. She can grip and rip. Imholz delivers a strike. 1-1 the count.
Lutmer leads the Summit League in ranks, and she's tied for 11th nationally with 14 home runs, and she also has a team high 38 RBI on the year. She's no joke.
1-1 delivery from Imholz. Lutmer takes up high, 2-1.
She also holds the school record for career homers with 48.
And the delivery, off speed, misses outside, 3-1. Imholz comes back. And that one to the left side. Slater makes the catch on this softly hit line drive. Lexi Slater puts it away. 1 up, 1 down.
Those are often the hardest to field on the infield, those soft line drives. It's hard to tell what their spin is doing, and as we see here, she was able to get into the right spot and make the play.
Brings up Sydney Hamus. She struck out in her first at bat. And that one popped up to the left side, and this is Slater again. 2 up, 2 down. Well, good job against the heart of the order right here by Paris Imholz. Now she'll face the cleanup hitter Campbell Ditto. Ditto lined out to first base, her first at bat. Two away, nobody on here in the third. Imholz to Ditto, and that pitch outside. The 1-0 delivery, and that misses the inside corner. 2-0 now.
Barely missed there. Good pitch. Here's a chance in the third inning for Paris Imholz to get in a rhythm and really get control of all her pitches.
That curveball misses, so it's 3-0 now. Hadn't seen Imholz use the curve nearly as much in her recent outings as we've seen today. And there's another off-speed offering. It's fouled back.
The curve is such a valuable pitch. It's good to see her work that in.
She's working it primarily against these right-hand hitters for Omaha. 3-1 the count here. As Ditto stands in there with nobody on and 2 away. And Imholz fires, and that one fouled down the third base line. Lexi Slater has put away the first 2 hitters. Here comes a big wind gust. Everybody reaching for their hats in the stands. 3-2 pitch. And that just misses, ball 4.
Hartman was a good job framing on that pitch also, but the umpire didn't buy it.
Brings up Lizzie Noble, who had that 2-out, 2 RBI double in the first inning for Omaha to give them this 2-0 lead. Runner aboard at first is Ditto. Noble swings and run over to the second baseman Davison. She fires on to Spendla for the out. So the Cyclones get out of the third without any damage, and we'll go to the bottom of the third with Iowa State trailing 2-0. Cyclones trail 2-0 as we go to the bottom of the third. John Walters along with Ryan Riley. Glad you could join us today on Cyclones.tv. As part of this 9-game homestand for Iowa State. We're swept by Texas, came back, took both games of the doubleheader yesterday against North Dakota. There's some of the Hardy fans who are taking in today's game. Third inning of work for Dana Elsasser. She's thrown a lot of pitches, 53 pitches through the first two. And she throws ball one here to Lexi Slater.
She's thrown mostly heat these first couple innings, but she's locating her pitches very well on both corners.
Correction, Sarah Davison at the plate for Iowa State. Davison with a drive through the left side and into the left center. See if she goes for two here. She'll take a wide turn and hold up. Good job out there getting to that ball by Eamon. But a base hit to lead off the third inning for Sarah Davison.
Yeah, Eamon did a great job choosing the angle and getting over to the ball and cutting it off, getting the throw back into the infield quickly.
So now Iowa State threatening again here in the bottom of the third. They had the bases loaded last inning. Davison on at first, and here is Lexi Slater. Back up the middle. Elsasser on to second for one. The relay is in time, a double play. It was hit hard and right at Elsasser, and she quickly turned it into a 1-6-3 double play to wipe out Davison. Two away. Anytime a ball's hit that hard, Ryan, it gives that pitcher plenty of time to make the play.
Yeah, making the play, getting it in your gloves, the hard part, but once you get that, you got plenty of time to make the throw.
Good job by the first baseman, Lutmer, of keeping her foot on the base. Here's Capert. Cyclones trail 2-0, bottom of the third. Two away and nobody on here for Alec Capert.
You'd like to have runners on base anytime Capert's in the batter's box.
And this one to the right side. It'll go 4-3 this time. She was put out 3-4 in her last at bat. So the Cyclones go quietly after the leadoff single by Davison. But the double play wiped that out. We go to the fourth. 2-0 Omaha in front.
Welcome back to this broadcast of Iowa State softball here from the Cyclone Sports Complex. The Cyclones currently trailing 2-0. Both teams have 3 hits, and 1 error on Iowa State was in the outfield, but the Cyclones are taking the field here and looking to hold Omaha scoreless in this inning. Paris Immel still throwing. There we see a young fan out at the game on a chilly day.
Getting a lot of airtime today.
A lot of airtime today.
Well, Paris Immel's unfortunate in the first inning after an error. Allowed a couple unearned runs, but she has pitched very well today.
She's had great command today so far. It's really, really what you like to see from her going forward. And here we have Eamon stepping in. Immels delivers. It's an off-speed pitch outside for a ball. Eamon so far today is grounded out to the second baseman. Another pitch on the outside corner. That's a strike. Nice pitch by Paris Immels.
She's been pretty good at hitting those corners today.
So Eamon steps back in, waits for the pitch from Immels. Infield fairly straight away. Corners are guarding the lines a bit. Looks about close to the same spot, but that's going to be outside for a ball. So we got a 2-1 count.
Don't want to mess around here, Eamon. Hitting 170. Come right at her.
Paris Immels winds and pitches, and that's a foul back straight to the backstop. 2-2 count. Immels has gotten a lot of 2-strike counts today. She hasn't just hasn't quite been able to finish off a lot of these batters.
She's up to 63 pitches in the game.
She winds and delivers again. On the just outside the plate, that's going to be a ball, so full count on Eamon. She's back and ready to throw again, and she does. And it's a hit over the left side, and Leanna Henry makes the play out there. Runners on at first base.
Well, you live with it. Solid base hit for Eamon, but you didn't just give her first. You made her earn it.
Did make her earn it. You'd rather have that than a walk, as we see the replay here.
Good solid base hit there for Mara Eamon. Now Tanya Peterson standing in.
Peterson had a hit to right field in the second inning. And here she takes ball one inside.
Just missed. Omaha doesn't run nearly as much as Iowa State. Just a handful of team steals on the season.
And that's another ball 2, 2-0 count.
Middle infielders back for Iowa State as they look for the double play ball.
You'd really like to see a double play here. And here's another pitch, and that one's fouled back over us. That's going to get out of here. So 2-1, you got a strike on her. That's good to see.
Where'd you park?
I've parked far away.
Okay.
I don't take
All
any
right.
chances.
Smart man.
Seen too many windshields broken out.
Yep. Veteran move on your part.
Oh, yeah, it is. Anybody who's played any baseball knows you got to stay far away from those foul balls. And there's another pitch and a bunt laid down. Comes over to field and throws her out at first. That was a nice play by Maddie Reese coming in. I thought Emmels was going to field that one, but Maddie Reese charged, and she was able to make the strong throw over to first to retire Peterson. And now we see Mancuso coming into the plate.
Yeah, real good bunt that time. And
Great bunt.
Maddie Reese, we'll see it again. She just calls off the pitcher Emmels because she's got her momentum carrying her toward first base, and it's the right play.
In a great
Emmels
angle.
would have been throwing against her body a little bit.
Here's the pitch. She squares for a bunt. That's going to be out on the outside corner for a strike. Late call there. The bunt did advance the runner, which it was a great bunt. It should have advanced the runner, and it did. It was just a great play by Reese coming in to field the bunt.
Mancuso had a sacrifice bunt in her first at bat.
Here's the pitch. She shows bunt again and a fake throw down to second base. That's called a ball, I believe. So a 1-1 count with one out here in the top of the fourth inning. Paris Emmels still firing away there from the circle. Been showing some strong off-speed pitches so far this game. Here's the pitch. This one also misses. Oh, no, it looks like it caught the outside corner for a strike.
Again, a good job by Hartman.
Great job framing by
Just
Hartman.
kind of reeling that thing back in.
So Emmels has 2 strikes here. It's where you'd really like to see her buckle down and get a strikeout. Ooh, nice pitch on the inside corner. But Mancuso is able to foul it off.
You know, it's so different in softball than baseball. In baseball, you don't want your body parts moving all over the place. But a lot of these softball players like to get that running start to get their momentum down that first base line to beat out infield hits. And so a lot of these lefties will kind of have a running approach at the plate.
You're right. It's a result of the smaller infield. And here's a pitch in the outside corner for a ball. But really been working the corners well. Yeah, the infield is so much faster in softball because you're so much closer to the batter and it's all dirt, so there's nothing to slow the ball down.
It's just a matter of making contact and then trusting your legs to get you the base hit.
Here she winds and delivers. Inside corner, nice pitch. Hartman wants an appeal, and they say she did go around. So a strikeout for Paris Emmels. I believe that's her first of the day. It's what you really like to see from her, especially with a runner on base now that we have 2 outs. Third strikeout on the day for Emmels, my mistake.
Big strikeout there as she got her looking, and that's an important out for Iowa State.
Just a tough pitch to hit from Emmels. Now we see Treaty step in. She has a strikeout on the day, and there's a pitch that's a ball on the outside corner.
When you have that batting style where you're almost checking your swing at every pitch, you know, it's probably going to be most often on an appeal ruled that you did indeed cross the plate, and that's what the third base umpire ruled.
Yes, that is correct. Another pitch on the outside corner that's going to miss again. So she falls behind, 2 balls and no strikes, but the Cyclones have already gotten 2 outs in this inning. They're looking to get their third with a runner on second base.
Don't want to get to that top of the order, so big batter right here for Emmels to try to get.
And there's a pitch that did hit her in fair play. She should be. I thought that hit her in fair play, which would mean she should be out, but she must have been in the box still, so that's called a foul ball. It's hard to tell oftentimes with in these situations.
I think if softball had replay, we might have an overrule there, because I thought she was pretty well out of the box when that ball hit her, but maybe not. Anyway.
Baseball, you see that with bunts and the bat hitting the ball often, but you don't see it too much in softball. There's another pitch, outside corner. Hartman frames it again, but it's going to be called a ball.
It's now 3-1, and you've got the top of the order so dangerous coming up, and so Sarah Davison in to talk to Imholz, encourage her to throw a strike right here on 3-1.
The wind's still blowing. It doesn't look like it's blowing quite as strongly as it was a little earlier, but it's blowing hard. And here's a pitch, inside corner. Oh, it just gets over Davison's glove and goes into right field. The run is coming around. They don't cut the throw off, but she makes a good slide into home plate, called safe.
That was a really good throw by Alec Capert in right field. Right on the money, but just a fraction late. And an RBI single for Treaty, who got it past Davison at second. There's another look, just that slap hitting. Davison couldn't quite get a glove on it. Capert came up firing, and the throw just a little bit late.
She made a great throw for someone who's not used to being out in the outfield.
So 3-0 now Omaha, and the Cyclones try to get out of this inning without further damage.
And now we see Mathewson step in, the leadoff hitter. She is a very good hitter in the leadoff spot. And there's a strike on the outside corner from Immels.
Yeah, team high 354 on the season. We saw her drive that first pitch of the game into the gap in left center.
Be noted that Treaty did not try to take second on that throw home. She is at first base.
Surprised by that.
Here's the pitch. High outside. Ball 2. Ball 1. All right, and out here it'd be great with Lutmer up next, then Hames and Ditto. You'd really like to see Iowa State get out of this inning with only giving up 1 run. Here's the pitch from Immels. Inside, the runner steals, throw down to second, not in time. Throw is a little bit high. Still a good throw by Hartman, it's just a little bit high.
That was. Hartman didn't even stand up to throw it. She just fired it from the crouch position and put the throw right on the money. The tag just a little bit late. It was a very close play at second.
So with a 1-2 count, Immels steps back on the rubber, holding the ball in her right hand, getting ready to throw, and there's the pitch, far outside. Don't think that was a pitch out.
Nope, I don't think so either. Just trying to get her to chase one.
1 ball, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the 4th inning. And Immels fires again. Inside, a slow roller towards Slater. She comes up, fires, not in time as she beat out the throw. It was a slow roller. She had trouble getting to it in time to make the throw over to first base, but she did make a strong throw.
Second hit of the game for Mathewson, and as we talked about, when you have a speedy left-hand batter at the plate, if they can just get something slowly to the left side, which that one was hit very slowly, there's almost no chance that you're going to throw them out. And so runners at the corners here, and a 3-0 Omaha advantage, and now the dangerous Lutmer standing in there.
Lutmer is someone you want to be very careful with here if you're Immels. Immels is ready, and she pitches. Outside corner, nice framing by Hartman. It was a pretty good pitch, but called a ball. So 1 ball, no strikes on Lutmer, the best hitter in this lineup, with runners on the corners and 2 outs. And here's the pitch. Inside, ball 2.
Hitters count, and we'll see how aggressive Immels is here with 1 base open. Still, you've got a good hitter on deck in Campbell Ditto, or Sidney Hamus, I should say. So, danger zone here for Immels.
And here's a pitch inside, 3-0. At this point, you got to wonder if she's going to just walk her with a 3-0 count.
Well, we'll see if she doesn't, if Lutmer has the green light.
She's had good plate discipline so far this game. 3-0 count, and here's the pitch.
Taking all the way.
Strike down the middle. So 3-1. Still a hitter's count. You'd like to see another strike here. Hopefully maybe an off-speed pitch potentially coming from Paris Immels. She's given up 3 runs on the day. Here's the pitch. And a high fly ball to left field. Liana Henry goes back, the wind blowing it a little bit. She's able to get under it and make the catch. And that is it in the top of the 4th. They get 1 run. And we'll see if the Cyclones can answer coming up in the bottom of the 4th after this. Welcome back to the Cyclone Sports Complex on a windy day here in Ames, Iowa. A lot of windy days during this spring weather here in Iowa, so it's not much of a surprise. Still a good day for softball as it's warm, and we see the Iowa State bench players there getting ready to hopefully get some offense in this inning.
We saw 2 runners aboard, and Amber Lutmer for Omaha hit a towering fly ball to left field, and I thought the wind might just carry it right on out of here, but she got way underneath it.
Henry had an error earlier in the game, was able to get to it and make the catch. It's tough to make those plays, so we're good to see her make that catch in this windy day, and we will see if Hartman can do something here. She had a strikeout earlier in this game. Elsasser's had a great game so far, and she sets and delivers. And looks like she grounded it off her foot. Ooh. Wow, made it all the way out into the outfield.
Yeah, that stings. And Hartman trying to walk it off. and a little smile on the face, but believe me, she's not happy.
No.
You know, oh, man.
She should just take her time here, make sure everything's all right.
She's a catcher.
Yeah.
She's tough.
So 0 balls, 1 strike. No outs here in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Probably thinking, though, that didn't hurt as much when it happened in California.
Yeah. And there's a ground ball down the right side. Over down the right field, that's going to be a fair ball, and Hartman is on first base. Mancuso got out there to field it on the line. It wasn't hit terribly hard, but she was able to make the play and throw it back in to the infield, and Hartman will be on first base with no outs.
Now, Cyclones get their leadoff hitter on. Now let's see if they can take advantage.
That's what you like to see. Spenlove stepping in, Jordan Spenlove, who has also, she had a hit to center field earlier in this game.
Spenlove really
Strike.
swinging the bat well. She had 2 home runs in the second game of the doubleheader yesterday. So a good spot here for Iowa State to try to generate some offense.
Here comes the second pitch of her at bat. Outside corner, it's called another strike. So she falls behind in the count, 0-2. Gonna have to be protecting the plate now.
That's been a strength of El Sasser. She's just walked 1.
Here's the pitch. Tries to draw her a little bit further outside, but it's a ball.
Get the feeling El Sasser's putting it pretty much exactly where she wants to. She hasn't missed much.
Showing great control. All right, with the runner on first, she sets and delivers. Inside, fouled to the right side, past first base by Spenlove.
So hard to do something with that pitch. It's down and in. By the time you get the barrel of the bat on it, you're just not going to hit it powerfully anywhere. So Jordan probably better off just fouling that ball off.
We've seen El Sasser have a lot of those pitches, especially in the leadoff batter for Iowa State. Here's the pitch, outside, called a ball. That one looked close.
It was close, no question.
So, count is 2-2. Hartman made it to first base on a slow roller down the line that got past first base. Here's the pitch. And this fly ball out to left field. Eamon goes back. She's not going to get to it. It bounces off the bottom of the wall and gets away from her. The runners advance. Oh, they're sending Hartman home. And she is going to make it with no throw. Iowa State scores their first run of the game on a Jordan Spenlove double to left field off the fence. Great hit by Jordan Spenlove on that
And
one.
really good base running by Rachel Hartman, and a good decision by Stacy Gemeinhardt-Sessler to send her. She saw how far that ball had drifted away after it hit the fence, and just slicing away from the left fielder, it hit right down at the base and took a long bounce away, and Hartman had the play right in front of her, and Stacy Gemeinhardt-Sessler had the windmill going, saying, keep going, keep going. So the Cyclones are finally on the board.
And Hartman, not the quickest runner on the Cyclones roster, but she was able to. She really tried hard and made it around third base, and she was able to be aware. She was aware. She was watching her coach, and she was able to make it into home without a throw.
Spenlove continues her hot hitting.
So here we see Leanna Henry step up, and she hits one to third base. Third baseman looks back the runner and throws over to first. Oh, and then Spenlove slides into third safely after the throw was made over to first.
That's really good.
Smart base running.
Yeah, no doubt. Good base running by Jordan Spenlove. And now Iowa State has the runner close to scoring again here to try to pull within 1. But Spenlove is really having a great week. She had the 2 home runs yesterday. She took advantage of that wind with a drive off the left field fence. And now the Cyclones feel like they got something going offensively.
Now we see Sarah Rice step in, who's 1 for 1 on the day. And the first pitch, inside, grounded the third baseman. She throws over to first in time for the out. And Spenlove stays put.
Sydney Hamus doing a nice job. Quick hands there at third.
Great job
both
over
those
there.
plays.
All right, and now Reese steps in.
And I would guess, if I had to, which I guess I don't have to, but I'm going to go ahead and guess anyway, that Hamus is going to get challenged again here, because when Reese hits the ball, puts it in play, that's usually right where it goes, down that third base line.
We'll see, and she starts off with a ball inside. El Sasser does.
Reese trying to get that runner home from third. Important opportunity right here for Iowa State. You don't want to let it slip away.
Cut it to a 1-run game if she was able to score. And here's the second pitch.
Back
Grounded right up the middle, off El Sasser's glove, but Treaty makes the play, throws over to first, and that'll be the end of the bottom of the 4th inning. The Cyclones do get a run to answer UNO, and we go to the top of the 5th after this. And we're back at the Cyclone Sports Complex. After Iowa State got a run in the bottom of that inning, they take the field. Paris Emmel still in the circle for Iowa State as we see the throw down to second base. to begin the inning. Our camera crew doing a great job on this windy day. The cameras aren't big, as you see, and they're hard to hold them against the wind, but we're doing a great job getting the best shots we can here.
There's the toughest job in Ames today, holding that center field camera steady.
Yes, it is.
Zoomed all the way in. And, yeah, good job by our crew today.
Not the warmest
steady
day
as she
either.
goes.
Yes. All right, so we have Hamus up at the plate facing Emmels, and she drives one down the right side, or down the left side. That's going to be foul down the third base line.
Hamus 0 for 2, struck out in the first and flew out. Will pop up to short in her second at bat.
She steps back into the box. Paris Emmels steps to the rubber. She's ready to make her second pitch of the at-bat. Outside for a ball.
Important inning right here for Iowa State. You know, you got on the board with a run in the bottom half of the fourth. Now you want to get them down, get back with the bats, and try to claw back into this thing. But you can't dig yourself too much deeper of a hole.
Paris Emmels, looks like that one was foul tipped off the bat.
Sure thought so, too.
Yep. I think that's going to be the call as Hartman goes out to visit with Paris Emmels. You'd like to see the inning go quickly, as you said, and continue the momentum that Iowa State saw last inning.
94 pitches now in this game for Paris Emmels. She threw 130 in the opening game of the doubleheader yesterday, and then came back and pitched in the nightcap, too. So she's been busy.
She's a workhorse out there in the circle. You like to see pitchers that can throw a lot of pitches. It's really nice to have on your roster.
They don't have much choice.
No, they don't. 1-2 pitch here. Looks like Hamus was fooled a little bit by that one, but she was able to hold up, and it's called for a ball, so 2-2 is the count. Sun trying to peek back through the clouds here at the Cyclone Sports Complex, but not sure if it's going to be able to on this cloudy day. And there's another pitch, grounded left of the third base bag. That'll be a foul ball. Reese gave it a little bit of chase, but was far outside the bag. So the count stays at 2-2 after that foul ball. UNO with 6 hits on the day. No errors in the field. Having a good day. 3 runs. Here's the pitch. There's a high fly ball to left field. That's going to be foul. Almost has home run distance. Oh, catch almost made by Leona Henry. I think it was too far up against that fence. She couldn't make the catch.
She stayed right with that ball and almost made a terrific catch.
I'm sure a lot of fielders wouldn't have given chase to that, knowing which way the wind was blowing, but she followed all the way over to the fence, and she almost had a chance to make a great play. Count stays at 2-2, though.
Not an easy position to play today at left field.
Not at all. There's a fly ball out to center field. Actually, it stayed in the infield. That's a catch made by Sarah Davison. I thought that was going to make it all the way out to Brittany Gomez, but she was able to make the catch and 1 out. Good to see the leadoff hitter retired here in the top of the 5th.
And a dangerous hitter at that. She's now 0 for 3, so good job by Emmels. Good pitch.
And now Ditto steps into the batter's box. She had a walk. Her last at bat in the 3rd inning. Here's a pitch by Emmels. High and away. Ditto didn't even give that a thought. 1 ball, no strikes. Emmels steps back to the rubber. And here's the pitch. Outside.
You know, I can never, I can go through a whole day and not get any phone calls. And then the minute I get up here and we're on the air, my phone rings off the hook.
That's how it goes. That's how it goes.
All right.
Whenever you're busiest.
It's usually my daughter's calling too.
Yeah. There's the pitch. Oh, wow, a line shot over to Reese. She makes the throw over to first. Wow, good play by Maddie Reese. Great play. That was a line drive right at Reese. She was able to knock it down with her glove. She wasn't able to make the catch, but she was able to knock it down with her glove, have the composure to make the strong throw across the diamond over to first base and still get the batter.
And watch the scoop by Spenlove too. Really good hands.
Great scoop by
first base.
Spenlove, keeping her foot on the bag.
You know, she has great hands. We saw that yesterday in the 2 wins over North Dakota. So both those players exhibiting good hands on that play.
Now the designated player Noble steps to the plate. And there's the line drive out to left field. Leona Henry makes the catch. That's 3 outs, and we'll go to the bottom of the 5th after this. Welcome back to this broadcast of Iowa State softball. We see Cy made it out today, interacting with the fans.
Brought some Easter eggs. Looks like Cy brought along some Easter eggs.
Yes, appropriate for this time of year. He's trying to toss them to the fans, but the wind's blowing them so much, I think it'd be quite a challenge to catch them.
One thing about Cy, he always has a smile on his face.
He always does. Always the same smile, too.
Yep.
Well,
be a good poker player.
He would be. He would be. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Cyclones are starting off with the top of the order, Brittany Gomez. As we go further into this game, you'd really like to see the Cyclones getting some offense going like yesterday.
Yeah, here's the spot. You got the top of the order, your table setter up there. Get that leadoff hitter on, and off you go.
And Elsasser's back there ready to fire in the circle. She throws outside for ball 1.
She's really tried to stay away from Gomez for the most part, although she struck her out in on the hands. So she's trying to keep her guessing, out and then in.
Something went wrong. Looks like that's going to be, I'm not sure what happened there. She looked like she stopped mid-pitch.
Yep. Not an issue. They'll talk it over, and maybe they cross up on what the pitch that was called for was right there.
Could be the case. Ditto's back behind the plate, and we're ready for the second pitch of this at-bat to Brittany Gomez. Outside corner for a strike. Nice pitch from Ditto. Nice pitch from Elsasser, I should say.
And they did rule a ball on that one that she started to throw, so it's 2-1 count right here.
There's a ground ball, left side foul ball.
Yeah, that's one you just hope would just hug that line and stay fair, because there's no way they throw her out. The swinging bunt is a big part of the repertoire for Brittany Gomez, one of the reasons why she's sitting .407 team high on the season. I mentioned Iowa State's a good hitting team. They're second in the Big 12 in batting average.
Inside pitch. Got Gomez for, I believe, the 3rd time of the day. She's been getting that inside pitch to strike her out. That's a tough pitch to handle when you're running up towards the front of the batter's box. Davison steps in, ready to get a hit to get things started for Iowa State.
A tough day so far for Brittany Gomez. 3 Ks.
First pitch is outside for a ball. Davison had a hit and a ground out in this game so far. She hit it over to left field earlier in this game, and she takes her second pitch for a ball.
Dana Elsasser is a senior for Omaha and pitches like a veteran pitcher. She really knows how to work the inside and outside parts of the plate and get ahead in the count.
All right, here's the 3rd pitch of the at-bat. That's going to be a strike on the outside corner. She's working that outside corner very well with all these hitters. So a 2-1 count with 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th with Sarah Davidson from St. Louis, Missouri at the plate. Another strike on the outside corner. Nice pitch by Elsasser. And she's right back in it with a 2-2 count.
See if Davidson tries to go back up the middle here.
Shows bunt. Here's the pitch. She fouls it off to the right side past the first base bag. She's just fighting, trying to stay alive here with 2 strikes. That's what you want to be doing, protecting each corner of the plate.
6 hits yesterday for Davison. Another hit so far today, so she's swinging the bat well.
Here she drives one to the gap, left center gap. That's going to get all the way to the fence. Davison rounding first, over to second, and she will hold there as the ball temporarily gets away from the cutoff man.
There's the best hit ball of the day for Iowa State.
Solidly hit ball to the gap. Off that bat, you knew that one was getting to the gap, and we see a replay here.
Yeah, really smoked that one to the gap in left center. Running hard, Davison gets a double, her 8th hit in the last 2 days.
She continues to see the ball very well out of the pitcher's hand.
She's getting that batting average up close to 300 now.
Lexi Slater steps in now. Chance for Iowa State to get a run with the runner in scoring position. Here's the pitch. Outside for a ball.
I'm not sure what happens when Sarah Harlock comes back as far as the batting order, but man, Davison sure likes to hit in that number 2 spot, it seems.
Yeah, you'd like to see her in that 2 spot. She's been doing a lot of good there. Here's the pitch. Oh, and it's hit a line shot over, got off the first baseman's mitt. Thrown back over to first. That was an interesting play. Lutmer over there at first base. The ball, a line drive, got off of her glove. The second baseman, Treaty, ran over, tossed the ball back to Lutmer, but it was not in time to get Lexi Slater, as now we see a meeting at the mound.
Just another hard hit ball, and Lutmer couldn't glove it, and then the mix-up, who's covering, who's not, who's, little confusion. They still could have had her if she could have caught it, but she couldn't hang on. It's hard to catch a ball when it's thrown to you from 2 feet away.
It is, especially when you don't know how it's going to be thrown.
It's now 1st and 3rd, and Iowa State threatening here with 1 away, and their cleanup hitter, Alec Capert, coming up, so a golden opportunity. Corey Peterman out to talk to his pitcher, Alsasser. But this is a really big opportunity in this ball game for Iowa State here in the 5th.
I think the lesson here in baseball or softball, if you hit the ball soundly, if you hit it hard somewhere, good things are going to happen. They might hold you down for a little while. They might make great plays in the field, but sooner or later, you got to think some of those balls are going to get through the infield, or there's going to be an error made somewhere.
Now, we mentioned, Iowa State's a good hitting team, and when you haven't seen a pitcher, I think it takes a little while to get used to her stuff. And now Iowa State has seen a lot of pitches from Alsasser. They've got a little bit of idea of what her repertoire is, what her arsenal of pitches is. And now Alec Capert, who really, I think, thinks the game as well as any hitter in Iowa State's lineup, stands in there and tries to take advantage of having seen several Alsasser pitches and come through with a big hit right here.
She steps in, takes a ball inside. And they're going to call that a hit for Lexi Slater.
She smoked it.
She did.
I don't think that's a bad call at all. I think that's appropriate on that one.
Yes. Lexi Slater stands in for her second pitch of her at bat with 1 out. Takes that. Oh, that's on the outside corner for a strike. So 1-1 count.
Well, if Alsasser keeps working that outside corner, watch for Capert to try to slap one down the left field line.
Alsasser sets and delivers. Capert swings and misses.
Boy, a good hard fastball that time, and Capert was late.
She was very late on that one. So 1 ball, 2 strikes.
You don't see Capert get fooled that badly very often.
You don't. And we haven't seen Alsasser throw too many off-speed pitches. She stayed mostly with the heat so far. She delivers. That one's a little further outside. That's going to be a ball. Trying to get Capert to fish for that one.
Now we'll see if Slater's running here. Maybe Iowa State tries to stay out of the double play.
Not a bad idea. Capert swings and fouls that one off.
And Slater was not running at first. 2-2, still the count.
Capert is not a fast runner by any means, so the double play is a very good possibility for UNO. You'd think they'd love to have that at this point in the game with still a 2-run lead. But the tying run is on first base for Iowa State, and the winning run is at the plate. That pitch is inside for a ball.
And now at 3-2, I'd be really surprised if Slater isn't running.
Yes.
3-2, and the runners, the corners, 1 out.
Alsasser sets, and she delivers to Capert. Capert fouls that one off. Not much she could do with that one, so she fouled it off.
Slater was off with the pitch.
Hartman is on deck. She has a strikeout and a hit so far this game.
Capert's seen a lot of pitches. That's what you want. She's gotten a good long look here at Alsasser. So now an opportunity to drive one somewhere and get the Cyclones right back in this.
Full count pitch. Oh, and a drive out to left field, and 1 run will score. Lexi Slater will stay at second base, and Capert has an RBI single to cut the lead to 1 run, 3-2.
Davison racing home. Good job by Alec Capert. She just worked that count until she got something she could handle, and then drove it through the left side. We've talked a lot of times about how she uses the whole park. She saw something away. She took it that way. Smart piece of hitting. Davison races home, and we got a 3-2 game.
And now we see Hartman step to the plate. And the first pitch to her, she hits up the shortstop racing in to make the play, throws over to first, and retires Hartman in time. So 2 outs. The runner moves up to second base. She did not have a chance to throw to second base. Peterson did not. And she goes to first base to get Hartman in time.
So both runners move up, and now you've got 2 in scoring position. And Spendlove, who's been really swinging the bat well, 2 hits today, and 3 hits yesterday. So good opportunity right here for Iowa State.
All right, waiting. The first pitch is coming. Outside corner for a strike. Good pitch.
Yeah, I don't think the fans agree.
I don't think they agree, but
Heard a few brew.
it's a strike if it's called a strike, I suppose.
Yeah. It's a little bit away.
And here's the 0-1 pitch. About the same spot.
Yeah, she set up out there. You know, she set up out there this time. And the pitcher, we've talked about, she is right on target with these pitches.
She is.
She's putting it right where the glove is, but that time didn't get the call.
Here's the 1-1 pitch with 2 outs. Outside corner again, looked like about the same spot. Good pitch.
Well, they figured it worked once.
Yeah,
you know, and
might as
they've
well.
just come back to that same spot. But now it's Spendlove with the advantage on a 2-1 count.
Here's the pitch. Another pitch on the outside corner, 3-1. So Spendlove's in a good spot right here with runners on second and third to put the Cyclones in the lead.
Capert's a very good base runner at second. She's very smart. She knows when to try. So we'll see if she tried to score on a base hit. There's ball 4. So now base is loaded.
Base is loaded. We see Leanna Henry step to the plate. She did bat in the last inning. She grounded out.
Second time today the Cyclones have had the bases loaded. They have out-hit Omaha 8-6.
All right, so a big spot for Leanna Henry here. You'd really like to see her get one through the infield, score a run, maybe 2. First pitch, outside for a ball.
And that's exactly what Leanna has to do. Force Alsasser to throw it over the plate. And don't chase stuff away. Get something you can drive back up the middle.
Second pitch. Looked like the spot was missed on that one. The catcher was set up outside and the ball came inside.
That's been rare today from Alsasser.
Very rare.
She's been right on target. So now 2-0. Really good hitters count for Henry. Bases loaded, 2 away.
And Alsasser, you don't like to think she's in trouble. She's still had good command, but the third pitch is fouled off by Leanna Henry. She's kept her command very good. The Cyclones just seem to have better plate discipline in these last couple innings.
8 hits now on the day for Iowa State as they're starting to see the ball better. I think just, an opportunity to see Alsasser's stuff, see what she has, see how often she shows the changeup or the off-speed stuff. You adjust as the game goes on.
Alsasser delivers. 2-0 to Leanna Henry is a strike on the inside corner. I'd say a good take by Henry on that one.
Yeah, I don't think she could have done much with it, and I would guess that Alsasser's going to come right back to that same spot right here on 2-2.
So now a 2-2 count with 2 outs and the bases loaded for Leanna Henry. And she bounces that one off home plate. She's called out. I believe she thought she fouled that one off, and but apparently the umpire disagrees, and that'll be the end of this inning. The Cyclones leave the bases loaded. 3-2 score, headed to the 6th. Welcome back to the Cyclone Sports Complex. We see a replay of that, I suppose you would call it a ground out for
That's
Leanna
a smart
Henry.
play by the catcher.
Very smart play by the catcher.
Campbell ditto, yeah. Just reached out and made sure to grab it while it was in play.
It's a 3-2 game. Iowa State down 1 run, headed into the top of the 6th. You'd like to see them get in and out of this inning without giving up a run. It's been a good game so far on a windy day here at the Cyclone Sports Complex.
103rd pitch of the game coming up for Paris Immels.
As we see Eamon step in, she drives one out to right field, right center, and Gomez goes over and makes a nice play.
Yeah, you see the range of Brittany Gomez as she covers a lot of ground out there in the outfield. And on a day like today with that wind whipping around, it actually helped her there because it pushed it more toward her. And she showed some range and was able to get there.
And you see Capert go behind Gomez on that one. I believe Gomez called her off very early in the play and was able to run over and make a good catch. Not an easy play. Immels gets the first out of the inning, and she fires to Peterson.
Bottom part of the order up here for Omaha, so an important inning for Immels. Just try to get through this half, and Iowa State's right in it, trailing 3-2.
That was called, the last pitch was called a ball. Immels is set, looking in for a sign. She's got it now, and she delivers home.
With the exception of that dropped fly ball in the first inning, Iowa State's defense has been very good today. So Immels tries to make plays behind her. We've seen Reese, Spendlove make good plays. We saw Gomez make a good play a moment ago.
Here's the third pitch of the at-bat. And that's going to be a strike on the inside corner. So 2 balls, 1 strike is the count.
So that's the key. Don't start walking hitters. Keep throwing strikes. Keep challenging players. make your defense go to work.
And we have seen a few tough fly balls that the Cyclones have fielded well. And that's going to be another strike. So a 2-2 count here with 1 out.
Real good job by Immel. She got behind 2-0, battled back. Now she can come with just about any pitch in her repertoire.
She's really been fighting well this game.
See if she comes with that curve.
A nice curve outside, but it's lined through the infield to the left side out to Liana Henry. So that's a base hit, 1 out base hit.
Second hit of the game for Peterson, who came in 9 for 75 on the season. So she considers this a hitter's park and drives one through the left side, gets a base hit. So Omaha starting to put together a threat here in the 6th.
And we did see that curveball that you were expecting, but she was able to drill it over to through the left side of the infield. So now we see Mancuso step to the plate, and she shows bunt, fouled off.
She's been bunting just about every time. She had a sacrifice bunt her first at bat, tried to bunt a couple of times in her second bat before eventually striking out. And haven't really seen her take a full swing at anything all day. So you can see the corners of the infield are really in for Iowa State, looking for the bunt here.
All right, and the 0-1 pitch from Immels. She shows bunt again and fouls it off once again. So 2 strikes on Mancuso, and that's what you like to see from Immels.
It'd probably be tough to turn 2 against Mancuso unless the ball was really sharply hit, maybe a line drive somewhere, but I don't think she'll probably be bunting here with 2 strikes, but we'll see.
And here's the pitch from Immels. She does not show bunt. The pitch is outside. Hartman makes the catch, stands up in a throwing position, ready to throw it down to first if need be, but she does not pull the trigger. So Immels has a 1-2 count on Mancuso. We'll see if she tries a bunt here with 2 strikes. She does not. Pitch on the outside corner, and the umpire rings her up. Strike 3. Nice pitch from Immels. Just catches the outside corner.
Second called third strike against Mancuso today, so Immels doing the job. Gets a big strike out there. Now 2 away in the bottom of the order. Treaty coming up.
So with 2 outs, you got a chance to get out of this inning without having to face the top of the order, which is something I'm sure the Cyclones would like to do. Here's the first pitch from Immels to Treaty, and she grounds one over to third base. Maddie Reese throws to first in time. So the Cyclones retire all 3 of the batters for UNO, and we go to the bottom of the 6th after this. Welcome back to the Cyclones Sports Complex. We'd like to thank you for tuning in to Cyclones.tv on this nice April afternoon. There we see some of the fans trying to take some refuge from the wind.
Smart place to be.
Very smart, behind the press box there. So that's probably the best seat in the house on a day like today. And we're rolling with, what do we got up? We have Rice up at the plate, and she takes ball 1. They started that inning quickly.
Rice with a base hit today.
We see El Sasser has 22 complete games on the year, so you'd have to think that she'll finish this one out for UNO. And she comes with her second pitch. Rice takes a good cut at it, but misses.
Boy, big rip that time.
Big rip.
Rice trying to jack one out of here and tie it.
So 1 ball, 1 strike is the count on Rice. And the third pitch. That's a strike on the outside corner.
Good pitch that time by El Sasser, and now they'll have a conference here. She might have gotten mixed up on the signal, but whatever the case was, she threw a beautiful pitch right there on the outside corner. So Rice behind 1 and 2. Cyclones will have Maddie Reese up next, and then Brittany Gomez the top of the order. So opportunities are slipping away here. We're in the bottom of the 6th, down 1.
Rice shows bunt, as many do with 2 strikes, but she pulls back, takes a cut at it, and fouls it over the UNO dugout.
Look out over there.
Yeah, wow. Some photographers over there. Size running for that foul ball. So we see he wants it, and he is giving it. So Rice, 1-2 is the count. She shows bunt again. She pulls back again, and it's going to be a ball on the inside corner. Just off the inside corner, I should say. So El Sasser continues to keep throwing hard. She's hitting both corners, and she has 2 strikes on Rice. Here's the pitch. Another inside pitch. Rice gets her foot out of the way. I don't think she was going to get hit by that, but sometimes that's just a reaction. And it's a full count.
Yeah, Rice doing a nice job here working back in the count. Opportunity right here. Protect the plate.
Sarah Rice with a full count. And she swings and misses. Catcher throws down to first base to retire Rice on that dropped third strike. So 1 out in the bottom of the 6th for the Cyclones.
Let's see if Maddie Reese can get a good swing on one. You know, Maddie has really struggled with the bat this season, but as mentioned, she showed a lot of pop last year. She's capable of hitting one out of here today with that wind blowing out. Let's see if she can get one here on the inner half and drive it.
Today's as good a day as any as El Sasser fires. And it's going to be a ball. Reese was showing bunt on that.
Yep, infield playing in too, so we'll see if she's swinging away. They're going to have another conference here.
So we see their pitching coach come out to the mound.
When there's one conference in softball, there's always several. That
That's
means
true.
that the hitter go talk to the coaches, the pitchers will bring in the whole infield. Sometimes the umpires get together and talk. There's a lot of conversations going on.
Surprised the outfielders aren't meeting.
It happens sometimes.
It's kind of a long distance to go for what could be a 1-minute meeting, so I usually like to stay in my place.
Well, again, you know, you don't have too much of a scouting report if you're Omaha and Maddie Reese to know what kind of hitter she is. Is she someone who is likely to bunt? Is she someone who's likely to try to drive one the opposite way or go down the line? You know, so discussion on what strategy they want to use defensively. And we saw the infield in a moment ago. Now it looks like they're going to play back and expect Reese to swing the bat fully.
So Dana El Sasser's thrown 5 1/3 innings. She's only allowed 8 hits, and that's another pitch from her is a ball. So
Reese ahead of the count. Yep. All right, Maddie. Opportunity here.
We've seen the Cyclone hitters get some pretty favorable counts. They haven't been able to capitalize as much as we'd like. Here's a pitch and fouled off towards the Cyclone dugout as the Cyclones standing up by the fence get out of the way.
See a lot of the hitters wear batting gloves, especially on a cold day, but Reese does not.
Some batters just like being able to feel the bat. I can understand that, feeling like you have a little bit more control. El Sasser fires on the outside corner for a strike. Nice pitch.
Reese from Pittsford, New York. This little cold weather doesn't bother her.
I believe she's the only Cyclone from New York. 2-2 count with 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. And she fires, and that's going to be a ball. So full count here for Maddie Reese.
Yeah.
Cyclones working these counts, making El Sasser throw a lot of pitches. El Sasser set for the full count delivery. Reese fouls it off.
She's getting good cuts.
She's
getting real good cuts up there. And El Sasser's throwing a lot of pitches. Reese has now seen a lot of pitches. Opportunity knocks here for the Cyclones.
So full count pitch comes again from El Sasser. Reese fires up the middle. El Sasser catches it on the fly. Great play. Stuck her glove out. Snatched the ball out of midair for out number 2.
Yeah, I was headed to center field for a base hit.
Yes, it was.
Good job by El Sasser. Quick reflexes on the mound. You know, we said yesterday Iowa State had so much success hitting the ball up the middle. They didn't have quite the defensive reflexes on the mound for North Dakota that we just saw there from El Sasser.
Now Brittany Gomez steps up. She's not had a successful day so far. We'd like to see her get that going maybe here in the 6th inning as she swings and fouls off the first pitch for strike 1.
The thing about Gomez is if she can just reach base, it's almost like she's hit a double, you know, because she's almost automatically going to steal. And any old kind of a walk or hit, anything would do.
And she dribbles one out in front. Pitcher makes the play, throws over to first. She's called safe.
There it is. Just the great speed down that first base line.
I was surprised. I thought they were going to call her out on that one. It was a very close play at first base. El Sasser fielded the ball and threw it over, but she is called safe.
Tie goes to the runner.
Yeah, it does. Looks like it was a tie.
And now we'll see if she's off and running here, and if Davison maybe takes a pitch to allow her to get in scoring position by stealing second. Now, not sure how good Lutmer's arm, or rather Ditto's arm is behind the plate. But Gomez 22 of 26 on steals. She threatens
and
to
she's
go,
off the base. They are looking over at her. As we'll see if Davison can keep it going. She's had quite the few days here at the Cyclone Sports Complex.
2 for 3 today and 6 for 8 the doubleheader yesterday.
Here's a pitch from Alsasser, is low for a ball. So 2-0. It almost reminds you of a video game. When I'm playing my baseball video games, I always like to steal, I always like to try to take second base. So Gomez is always a threat to do that. Kind of just reminds me of my days playing those college baseball games on PlayStation 2. There's another pitch.
Well, she's not going here, but they've been pretty preoccupied with her, and now it's 3-0.
And that's honestly, sometimes that's another advantage of having a quick runner over there at first base. The pitcher has to think about them stealing. The catcher obviously has a lot to think about. And here's a 3-0 pitch, and that's going to catch the outside corner for a strike. So 3-1 on Sarah Davison.
We'll see if Gomez goes here.
Davison is ready, and so is Alsasser, and she pitches. Oh, and that's going to be low for a ball, so she walks Sarah Davison, which might not be the worst move. Sarah Davison's been on fire these past few days, and Lexi Slater will now step up to the plate with 2 outs and runner on first and second.
Boy, opportunities have been there for the Cyclones today. We mentioned they've had the bases loaded a couple times. Now they've got runners first and second with 2 away. Alsasser's been pitching out of trouble for a good portion of this game. 9 hits on the day for Iowa State.
She's ready to go again to face Lexi Slater. The first pitch is a ball. Catcher's still worried about Gomez over there at second base.
Doubt she'd be going to steal third here with 2 outs, but yeah, good speed on the base pass. Anything that gets through would probably score Gomez.
Here's the 1-0, is also a ball on the outside of the plate for 2 balls and no strikes with 2 outs here on Lexi Slater.
Maybe Alsasser's starting to lose a little bit of her command. She has really been hitting the corners in this game, but now she's falling behind hitters. And 2-0 the count, and really good opportunity right here for Iowa State.
We see another meeting from the UNO infield here.
On deck is Alec Capert. So this is probably the best chance Iowa State's going to have right here.
2 balls, no strikes, with 2 outs on Lexi Slater. And the pitch. Another ball low. So 3-0. You wouldn't mind Slater drawing a walk here and bringing Capert to the plate.
Not at all. I also like Lexi Slater swinging the bat, although I think she'll probably take here at 3-0.
With 2 outs, you would think she'd be taking here. Oh, that's called a strike.
In her half.
Inside corner.
Yeah. Well, now if it's where Slater likes it, she'll probably be swinging away, and she has had a very productive season at the plate. So when you start looking at where this game is, we're in the bottom of the 6th. You don't know what kind of an opportunity you're going to get in the 7th. Here's a great chance right here for Iowa State to try to tie this game up.
And Slater's got some pop in her bat, so I wouldn't rule out home run possibility here. That would Cyclone fans wouldn't mind that.
What, 7 on the season, I think? Yeah, 7 home runs for Lexi Slater.
The wind has calmed down, it seems, a little bit at times here. And here comes the 3-1 pitch. Over the plate for a strike. So Alsasser works her way back into this. And there's a full count with 2 outs.
Runners now will be going 3-2 count and 2 away.
Slater's ready. Alsasser goes in her windup, fires, and grounds it over to Treaty. She throws over to first, and that'll be the 3rd out. Cyclones squander another opportunity, but they have another inning left as we go to the bottom of the 6th.
Well, we go to the 7th inning here at Cyclone Sports Complex. Omaha leading Iowa State 3-2. And the top of the order comes to the plate for the Mavericks. Iowa State has had Paris Immels go the distance. She gave up a couple runs in the first. I think at least 1 unearned. I thought both unearned, but I think it was the official ruling. Well, it says 2 there, but I think at least one of those was unearned. But Paris Immels has pitched well. We saw her pitch a gem against Texas in a 2-0 loss about a week ago. She's had some rough outings as well, but she's pitched well today. And she'll face the leadoff hitter, Allie Mathewson. To the right side, and again, the good hands of Jordan Spendlove. 1 up, 1 down.
1 pitch, 1 out. That's nice to see, especially with facing a batter like Mathewson, but now you get the real test with Lutmer stepping to the plate.
114th pitch of the game there for Immels. Alsasser, the Omaha pitcher, has thrown 126 so far. Well, here is Lutmer, the dangerous power hitter for Omaha. 3-2, Mavericks in front, top of the 7th. And the delivery from Immels misses, ball 1. Lutmer has hit a fly ball, which was mishandled by Henry, went for an error, and then lined out to short and flew out to left. She hit that towering fly ball to left in her last at bat. And that pitch misses the inside corner. So it's 2-0 now to Lutmer. One away here in the top of the seventh, and Iowa State trying to keep this a 3-2 game so they can grab the bats in the bottom of the inning. They'll send up Capert, Hartman, and Spendlove in their half. 3 good hitters. And that pitch up high, 3-0 now from Imhols.
Probably don't want to give Lutmer anything that's high in the strike zone because we've seen her crush a couple of she's hit some towering fly balls, but they just haven't found their way out of the ballpark.
3-0 delivery from Imhols, and Lutmer takes ball 4. So a runner aboard for Omaha. And that'll send Sydney Hamas to the plate for the Mavericks. We'll see a courtesy runner for Omaha as Nicole Warren comes in to run for Lutmer.
Really want that insurance run right now if you're Omaha. 1 run is not anything to be too comfortable with.
Cyclones would love to turn the double play ball here and get out of the inning.
Keep in mind that Iowa State has Capert, will be leading off the 7th inning, so that's another reason why UNO wants to get another insurance run.
Hamas stands in. Drive to left field. Will it stay fair? No, it was just foul as she smoked that ball off the wall and left.
Almost had home run distance there.
Hamas didn't miss by much. She'll stand back in after a very loud strike 1. 1 away here in the top of the 7th, a 3-2 Omaha advantage. Imhols delivers. Hamas takes, that's a strike on the inside corner. Perfect pitch by Imhols. Nothing that Hamas could do with it.
That one had to be right on point, especially after we just saw Hamas turn on one and drive it right down the line. You really have to have that pitch right where it needs to be, where she can't do much with it.
The 0-2 pitch fought off by Hamas. Warren the runner at first. Omaha got 2 runs in the first, added 1 more in the 4th for a 3-0 lead. Iowa State answered with single runs bottom of the 4th and bottom of the 5th. 3-2 game here. Top of the 7th. Imhols to Hamas, and the off-speed delivery is up high. 1-2, trying to get her to chase something out of the zone. We'll visit with Stacy Gemeinhart-Sessler after the game. Imhols delivers, and that's skied over to the third base side. And a good effort that time, but unable to make the catch was Hartman up against that netting. She and Reese were both there, and Hartman couldn't quite reel it in. That thing was up in the air for a while.
Wow, yeah. Net would have been a couple inches back the other way. I think she would have made that catch.
Almost got it done.
Very
so now
close.
1-2.
We'll hope that doesn't come back to bite the Cyclones.
Well, that pitch hit her. It did hit her.
She's saying it did.
Yep. And runners first and second now for Omaha.
I wasn't sure it did when I saw it, but umpire obviously had a better angle than I did on that one.
Yeah, right on the right elbow.
Yep. Those are honestly sometimes the toughest ones to see. It's kind of underneath the player.
Yep. So now first and second with 1 away. And the dangerous Campbell Ditto at the plate. 10 homers, 30 RBIs on the season.
Tough spot for Paris Imhols right here.
Another courtesy runner as Megan Stegman will run at first. Omaha trying to add an insurance run here in the top of the 7th. They lead at 3-2. Imhols to Ditto. And that's ball 1. Imhols delivers again, and that hit her.
Oh,
Ditto.
she's in pain. That hit her at a bad spot.
Nah, right in the back. And Ditto slowly getting back to her feet. And she'll trot down to first. So the base is loaded now for Omaha. I'll hit her right on the left hip.
Well, we'll see what the meeting out in the circle is about. I don't think they're bringing anyone else in. There's no one in the bullpen warming up, so it's going to be Immels, I think. Just want to maybe calm her down.
17th time this season that Immels has hit a batter. So she pitches inside a lot, and a few of them have gotten away. And now, a real tough spot for Iowa State. Bases loaded. Just one out here in the top half of the 7th. Lizzie Noble, who had a 2-run double in the first, stands in there with an opportunity to give Omaha a little breathing room. Noble swinging away, strike one.
She was ready to hit that time.
So a jam here for Paris Immels, who is up over 120 pitches on the day. Both starters are. 3-2 Omaha leads here in the 7th. And that pitch misses, 1-1 now.
Important for Immels to get out ahead of this batter.
No place to put her. 1-1 the count, one away. Immels. Off
Nice pitch.
speed and a beauty.
Great pitch there.
1-2 the count now to Lizzie Noble. And whatever Immels' best pitch, we'll probably see it here. That's the curve, and it misses away. 2-2. Cyclones trying to keep that lead at 1. They'll have 3 good hitters coming up in the bottom of the inning. But Omaha threatening with the bases juiced. And that hit the bat, I believe.
Yes, it did. Hit the knob of the bat.
So stays at 2-2. Cyclones get a little break there as it doesn't hit the arm.
Big break there.
Comes inside again. She almost hit her 3rd straight batter.
Think Immels is getting a little tired out there? Missing on these inside pitches?
Boy, she had to throw close to 200 pitches yesterday. This one to the right side and out of play. Count will stay at 2-2. She threw 2 2/3 to get the win in the second game of that doubleheader yesterday. Through the full first game. 2-2 delivery. Noble to left field and deep towering shot, but will it stay fair? No. It just drifts foul.
Wow.
It was out of here by 30 feet, and she got it up in that jet stream, but it pulled it foul. The Cyclones catch another break there. So Immels playing with fire here, but a 2-2 count with 1 away, and she will bring it back home to Noble one more time. Couldn't get her to chase. It's a full count. Infield comes in a little bit, maybe to try to cut down that lead runner at the plate. The 3-2 delivery to the right side. Spendlove
can't quite
unable to make that catch. Boy, she gave it a great try against that railing and almost brought it in. That's 2 near misses on pop fouls here for Iowa State. We saw Hartman almost be able to make a play earlier. So now 3-2 again.
Big spot right here. This is about as big as it gets for Iowa State. They really need to get this batter.
Immels to Noble. To the left side, Slater will come home with it. Gets the lead runner, and it stays a 3-2 game. So a good play that time by Lexi Slater coming to the plate to get the lead runner. Lutmer's spot. It was the pinch runner Warren that was thrown out at the plate.
It didn't look like she necessarily knew it was a force out at home plate, but maybe she was just trying to catch Hartman off guard and get her to chase her while the runners ran.
Now Eamon misses on the first pitch. So a big, big out right there for Paris Immels. Now she needs one more. Omaha doesn't have a hit in this inning. They had a walk, had 2 players hit by a pitch. There's a drive, though. Center field, Gomez back to make the play in center field for the 3rd out. So Immels wiggles off the hook with a fly ball to Gomez, and the Cyclones will grab the bats in the bottom of the 7th, trailing 3-2. It's a good one at Cyclone Sports Complex. Stacy Gemeinhardt Sessler's team will grab the bats here in the bottom of the 7th, trailing 3-2. And they will send up Alec Capert, Rachel Hartman, and Jordan Spenlove. Iowa State getting out of a big jam there in the top of the 7th. There were the bases loaded, just 1 away, but Paris Immels came back to get the play at the plate by Slater to throw out the lead runner on a ground ball, and then the fly out to center fielder Brittany Gomez to end the jam. Now Alec Capert stands in, representing the tying run, as Iowa State tries to either pull even or win it right here in the bottom of the 7th. Alsasser has gone the distance for Omaha. She delivers, and Capert takes ball 1.
I wonder if we'll see a pinch runner if Capert does get on with a
Possible.
1-run game.
She's a very good base runner, though. She's
Very smart base runner.
yeah. She single drove in a run earlier in the game, and she takes strike 1. 1-1 the count. But I would think you'd probably be right on that because you want good speed to try to avoid double play balls. We'll see what she can do here. 1-1 the count. Capert fouls that one down the first base line. Tight ball game throughout. Omaha led at 3-0 at one point. Cyclones have struck back with a couple of runs. 3-2 game now. And Capert down that left side, but just foul.
Yeah, you wouldn't mind a double down the line either from Alec Capert.
She really likes to spread the ball around. She doesn't just pull it like a lot of power hitters. A lot of her home runs will go to center, left center. 1-2 the count here. And that one roped into right field for a base hit for Alec Capert. So the leadoff runner is aboard, and that'll send Hartman to the plate. Second hit of the day for Capert.
Great piece of hitting by Capert. She fouled off one on the outside corner the other way, and then she took it, pulled it back out to right field like she mostly likes to do for a base hit.
And Hartman stands in there now. She had that 4-hit opener yesterday.
And Capert will run for herself.
6 hits on the day yesterday for Hartman. She bunted here, but it's foul. Hartman today is 1 for 3. Singled back in the 4th inning. Came around to score a bit later on a double by Spenlove. 0-1 the count. Bottom of the 7th. Cyclones trailing 3-2. Nobody out. And the hitter is the freshman catcher, Rachel Hartman. She bunts, and it's a good one. And the throw will go to first. Capert advances on to second. She's in scoring position.
Good play by Lutmer, just fielding that cleanly, making a quick throw over to first. But she did what she wanted to do, moving Alec Capert over to second base, and the winning run in scoring position is exactly how the Cyclones wanted this inning to begin.
Jordan Spenlove will stand in there with Capert standing down at second. Spenlove, as you can see, 2 for 2 on the day, an RBI, singled and doubled.
Would you want anyone else at the plate at this time in the game?
Not the way she's been swinging the bat, no.
Ooh.
High fastball, strike. Another meeting here. So Alec Capert down at second base. 1 away here in the bottom of the 7th. Iowa State trying to at least even this thing up against Omaha. Jordan Spenlove, 2 home runs yesterday in the second game of the doubleheader. The 0-1 delivery. Spenlove takes, and that one is a strike, 0-2. So now Spenlove has to protect that plate. Wants to get this one in play. 0-2 the count. Alsasser delivers. And it misses away. 1-2. On deck is Leanna Henry. And down the first base line, but just foul.
First base coach had to jump out of the way. Hartman turned on, or I should say Spenlove turned on that one.
So the count stays at 1-2 to Jordan Spenlove. Big pitch here from Elsasser. Spenlove takes up high, 2-2. Bottom of the seventh, Cyclones down 1. And the delivery to Spenlove. She fought it off.
I think that one would have been out of the zone, but you do like to see her fighting pitches anywhere close off, fouling them off the one she doesn't want.
I think you just have to. You gotta swing that bat and make sure to stay alive.
Not to mention that, but you might as well see more pitches from this pitcher out of her hand, see what she's got. I know Spenlove's seen quite a few this game, but doesn't hurt to see some more.
2-2 delivery coming here from Elsasser. Spenlove chops it foul again. She's doing a very nice job staying alive. Cyclones trying to even their record on the season. They came into this one at 20-21. Spenlove to the left side and foul again. You'd love to see something just miss from Elsasser where maybe Spenlove could drive it back up the middle, tie this thing up.
The more pitches she's seen, hopefully the more chance there is that happens.
Chops that one to the left side, drifting. The shortstop over, makes a good running catch for the second out.
Yeah, tough break for Spenlove. She had a really good at bat fighting off a lot of. I think she just tried to fight that one off as well, but it stayed in play, and the shortstop Peterson was able to make a great catch, running catch.
So now Leanna Henry hits with the Cyclones down to their last out. The runner on at second represents the tying run. That's Alec Capert. Cyclones down 3-2 here in the seventh. Henry swings and drives it, but it's caught at second base for the final out of the game. Henry with decent contact, but it spun right over to the second baseman, Tara Treaty, and she made the grab, and Omaha gets the win here 3-2. Hard-fought ball game, Ryan.
Very hard-fought ball game. Tough one to lose, especially at home. Cyclones really played well. Not quite as much offense as yesterday, but they faced a tough pitcher today, and hopefully they can get a win their next home game.
And one of the encouraging things for Iowa State, the strong performance on the mound from Paris Imhols. But the Cyclone Bats got 10 hits on the day, just weren't as timely with it as they have been earlier this week. And so they fall to Omaha here 3-2. And stay with us on Cyclones.tv. We're going to visit with Stacy Gemeinhardt-Sessler in just a moment.